Hello, everyone, and welcome to Four Doulas, Four Different Ways to Practice. This is a Doulagiver Graduate Spotlight. My name is Suzanne O'Brien. Thank you so much for joining me. There is nothing that is more rewarding than gushing on the graduate Doulagivers, seeing the work that they're doing out in the world, and then hearing from families themselves about the difference that these doulas are making. So welcome. I'm going to share with you today four different doulas and how they practice differently with the gift that is, again, the most resonating one in their world. And I'll show you how it's so important to find your gift within this work. And then, of course, to go out and to serve. So let me begin. We are going to start with the first thing that I want to share with you is what kind of doula do you want to be? And how, again, we all have a gift that we bring into this space. We know that we're comfortable around end of life, whether you are someone who's showing up for those in your family, for your friends, for your community, or that professional now end of life doula holistic practitioner. So what is your space of the magic that you bring to this area of care? You know, maybe it's the vigil, maybe it's that bedside, holding that space at the bedside for the patient and family. Maybe it is working with grief and bereavement. Maybe you are someone who likes to do memorials and life celebrations. And maybe, again, you're the advanced care planning doula. And of course, you can do all of it. And we usually are called to do some of all of it at one point or another, but I know that we all have our special gift that resonates in our heart within the doula space. So finding what your gift is very important. The reason that it's so important is because when you find your gift that you came into this world, your purpose, your calling, and when you share that, it's like all of the magic in the world at once, because that's our whole mission of life, is to find what our purpose and our calling is. And when you go into your heart and you match that with what you're actually doing with your life, it expands and opens up endless beautiful possibilities. So here are some options. There are many different ways to be a doula giver, and you want to start by finding your gift in this space. So are you a bedside doula? Are you a vigil doula, that last period of time right before someone dies? What about a grief doula, helping with grief and bereavement? An elder care doula, so not working necessarily with end of life patients, but working with that incredibly beautiful elder population that needs good holistic care, and right now, unfortunately, is not getting it. So what about them? And of course, you know, they are living for decades, needing some form of support because we are living so very long right now. We need to provide that for them, and we want to provide that for them. And what about an advanced care planning doula? And those are a few of the examples. There are some more, but these are the main and a few of the great examples. So there are two main types of doulas. You have the family caregiver and you have the doulagiver practitioner. So the family caregiver is that person who, again, will be called forth and taking care of those they love at the end of life. And we give that training for free. Doulagivers gives the free family caregiver community volunteer training from start to finish for free every single month in person when we can. We have trained over 120,000 people worldwide with this training. And we are so blessed and honored to work with 24 different countries, and it's expanding every single month. And again, there are two main types of trainings, and we want to provide both to you. So know that you can take the free family caregiver training, learn how to care for those you love from the start of a terminal diagnosis all the way through the end of life. And then you become a doulagiver practitioner. If that's your calling, we will train you in that as well. Family caregiver training and the doulagiver practitioner, the two separate trainings. Again, we have the family caregiver level 1, end of life doula training, and the membership and training site for families and doulas, and both, that's a space for both. Those are interested in being practitioners and those who are family members who want to take training to care for those they love. And again, this was a skill that was handed down over the last 100 years. Now, over 100 years ago, I'm sorry, it was handed down. Now, over the last 100 years, it has been all but lost, and it's leading to this very, very dysfunctional relationship with death. We have non-medical holistic practitioners that are known as doulagivers, and we need to do both of these things to change the culture. So we need to be able to give back the skills into the family caregivers' hands, and we give that for free. And we have been doing that for 15 years. And we have been told you should charge for that, you should charge for that. And I said, no, that this is a human right, that everyone should have the knowledge of how to care for their loved one at end of life. And we are going to stand firm on giving that for free all the time, everywhere in the world, to whoever wants to take it. We need to do both to change the culture. And we need to have these non-medical holistic practitioners that are caring for patients and families at the end of life as an adjunct to mainstream medical, because mainstream medical just cannot handle the need. Meet the doula. So it is my honor to present to you 4 doula graduates that practice 4 different ways. And wow, what a ripple effect we are having in the world. It is incredible. Meet Death Doula Jane. She is the resident doula at a senior house, really a nursing home, and she is doing incredible work. So let me read a little bit about the wonderful Jane Whitlock. 2015, she came to New York City to train with Doulagivers. And, you know, these trainings and my experience with working with people, it's imprinted on me. So Jane came in 2015 to New York City to train with Doulagivers, and I'll just read her verbatim bio. I am a trained end-of-life doula through Doulagivers out of New York City with Suzanne O'Brien. I'm also trained as a CNA, which is a certified nursing assistant. I provide practical guidance and support for individuals and families during end-of-life process. My work nicely dovetails with the work of hospice. Doulas support and are the adjunct to hospice care. I became an end-of-life doula after taking care of my husband, who died after a 4-month illness with kidney cancer. I learned firsthand how I could have benefited from having someone who had been down this path before to guide me. My husband spent the last 2 weeks of his life at a hospice house. He was fully supported medically for his physical ailments, but we both felt anxious spiritually. BJ Miller, check out his TED Talk if you know who he is, says we spend our entire lives avoiding thinking about death. When it finally comes into view, there's a thicket of panic, denial, and disbelief to cut through before people can focus more mindfully on the experience and begin to make decisions to improve their last days. This is the work of an end-of-life doula. Someone with experience who could create space for him to talk about his fears freely without trying to fix them. On the more practical side, I, as the caregiver, would have loved to have someone prepare me for what to expect as the experience unfolded. I absolutely love the people that come to this space and use their experiences to help other people not go through the same thing. So Jane is now, again, I'll read it verbatim again. She is the resident doula at the Providence Place Senior Living in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Please join us in welcoming Jane Whitlock, our new integrative care specialist, end-of-life doula. Jane will be working with the folks on the hospice floor, as well as other residents in need of her services. As an end-of-life doula, she specializes in talking with people about their fears and hopes as they face their deaths. In addition, she will be offering integrative therapies such as essential oils, hand and foot massage, and guided imagery to all. Previously, she was a middle school teacher, hospice volunteer, CNA, and death educator. Welcome to the team. So we are so honored again that people are in this space, called from all different backgrounds, knowing that they can make a difference for those in this end of life area moving forward, and we know we're all going to get there. So lots of great work being done in the nursing homes with Jane Whitlock and other doulas, and that's an exciting thing to see happen. The next doula I want to introduce you to is Adrian Alate, elder care doula. She has the business You Are Not Alone Elder Care, beautiful company and organization. And let's share a bit about Adrian. So again, Adrian Alate is the owner of You Are Not Alone Elder Care. And I absolutely love her passion, her heart, And I know she calls her clients forever friends because we fall in love with our beautiful patients and families all of the time. So Adrian Alate of You Are Not Alone Elder Care, I am currently living my best life as a result of responding to a universal calling on my life, service to elders and their loved ones. My life's mission is to promote the final years as a sacred, beautiful, honorable stage of life. I serve this world as a non-medical end-of-life doula and elder companion who specializes in physical, emotional, and spiritual care. Through extensive and continuous end-of-life doula training, I am able to provide support, education, and suggestions for comfort to those with a terminal diagnosis. I am equipped with the skills to prepare those who have the diagnosis and their loved ones for the last breath, hold their hand through a peaceful transition, and create a new normal for those left behind. Unbelievable, the work that the doulas are doing. And Adrian, there's so many things here. She's just, and she comes from a very different background. I think she was corporate when she talks about her journey and how she had this calling. Again, this is a calling. It's a human calling. It's a calling if you have that gift, and it's being called for people from all different backgrounds, and it's just incredible to see them come forth and flourish. And what I love that she says here, first of all, answering her calling and finding her best life because of that. Yes, our doulas often will talk about the incredible transformation that they had. So they come to the training to learn to care for others, but their life changed, which is amazing. And I talk about it all the time. When you find your purpose and calling, and when you answer that, your life opens up in ways that you never knew possible, in the most incredible way. That to me is the whole mission of life, is what we're here to find that and to match that and to have the courage to take that chance on your knowing, your calling, where you're being pulled to. But I love when she says through extensive and continuous end-of-life doula training, because at Doulagivers, we are continuously putting out educational webinars and best practices and keeping up with the pulse of what is happening in the world. Our practitioners are so highly educated, and again, they are kept educated on what is rolling out in the world. So incredibly beautiful work from Adrian Alate, and I just love this picture and what she's doing. And she has, again, changing the face of aging. What I love about Adrian so much is what she's doing is she works with elders who are, again, not necessarily at end of life yet, but then she's in place for them when they are. So there's such a pushback at the moment and fear of death that, we get our end of life clients very late in their process, usually. So does hospice at this moment. And again, there are people who need our services who will resist end of life because of the denial and fear and lack of accepting. So it's usually a crisis, unfortunately. But again, there are elders that need holistic, beautiful support that Adrian is providing, but then she's there early in their journey to care for them as they have their end of life. So incredibly brilliant. We love You Are Not Alone Elder Care, Adrian Alate. The next doula, meet Marin Kate. And I call her the bedside doula, although she does many different things. Like we said, with your training, you can do many, many different things. However, right now she's working a lot at the bedside in that space. So she is the owner of Peaceful Passings, LLC. And here is Marin Kate and Pippa. Pippa is her therapy dog that goes on visits as well. There was one point in my hospice years that I said I need a puppy and a baby to bring to, because they would both light up people's lives when I'd go do visits. So she's the owner of Peaceful Passing. And a little bit about her is Peaceful Passing's owner has been keeping Connecticut healthy, happy, and comforted for 15 years. We offer our clients quality of life, spiritual and holistic care alongside with your hospice nurse, alongside of your hospice nurse. You are the non-medical practitioner. Hospice is the medical practitioner. We specialize in end-of-life care and planning. We can help with downsizing, finances, living well planned, assignment of healthcare proxy, and getting advance directives in order. Let us help you write a eulogy and take care of the service arrangements. Perhaps a green burial piques your interest, or maybe you are in need of a vigil for hope, healing, or remembrance. We can arrange a beautiful service for every budget. Plan a legacy project for yourself or in someone's memory. At Peaceful Passings, your journey is our #1 priority, and we invite you to find out more about our end-of-life services and our staff. So Marin came to New York City and trained with me, I want to say in 2017. And what a lovely, incredible being. I mean, so much passion and heart from all of these practitioners. And why I call her the bedside doula right now, she does many different things and she can offer all of these because people are calling her and they know her. Her name is getting around all over Connecticut. They are calling her again. People are very sick coming home from the hospital and that end of life space. So she is showing up at the door. She is jumping right in. She is making a huge difference. In fact, she just emailed me and said she just finished 4 end of life doula cases and she's exhausted. And I bet she is. So I want to share with you that I talk about balance in this work, and I talk about the importance of, if you want to do this as a full-time income, I want you to do, again, the Doulagiver Specialist training. So you have the care consultant, you have the elder care offering, and you have the end-of-life doula offering. So you are not working in crisis all of the time. That will burn you out. You will get sick, and it's ultimately not the way that we can change the culture of end of life. We have got to be out there educating communities and having people making aging well plans way ahead of time. So right now, she really is doing such incredible work at the bedside of patients and families that are in crisis. And that's what's really happening a lot now. But of course, she offers such an array of things, and it's just incredibly beautiful to see her work. And the next doula I want to introduce you to is Patty Murphy Urban. She is the owner of Aging Care Planning Solutions, and that is the advanced care planning doula. So again, she is a CEO and founder of Aging Care Planning Solutions. And again, as you may know, that this is all about planning ahead of time. And I'll tell you, there's 2 things that make end of life 80 to 90% better, no matter what the disease process is. And that is planning ahead with not only your advance directive, but your living well aging plans, where you want to be, what that would entail, having things organized, and then knowing the basics of how to care for somebody at end of life with the level 1 training. And Aging Care Planning Solutions offers a holistic approach to caring for older adults. The concept was born out of her work with seniors and her observation of the suffering of her end-of-life clients and the gap that exists between hospitals, hospice, and the patient. Its primary purpose is to empower individuals to make their own choices with regard to care and planning. Yes, she has found her gift in this space. She is excellent at it. She is making a huge difference out there. So that is, again, the Aging Care Planning Solutions, the advanced care, or what we call the care consultant. There are 2 main types of doulas: the family caregiver and the doulagiver practitioners. The family caregiver is that wonderful person who is going to care for their loved one at the end of life, and we just don't have those skills anymore. So Doulagivers gives those to you for free. We train end of life doula family caregivers every month, and we have a special Facebook page for members and training. We also then have our Doulagiver Practitioners, and those are the ones that are out there with that calling that want to serve in this capacity as doing that work. And we have Doulagiver End of Life Doulas, and we have Doulagiver Specialists, which are care consultants and elder care doulas as well. So we have those 2 trainings, and it is absolutely changing the culture of end of life. There are so many different ways to practice as a doula. It is up to you, again, to find your special gift and share it with the world. If this is your calling, there has never been a greater need than right now. Pick the training that is right for you, and I will see you in class. There is an elder care crisis at this moment, and this aging demographic is just going to increase for decades to come. We cannot go back and do an end of life over. We have to get it right the first time. We have to show up. If this is your calling, we need you. So please pick caregiver or pick practitioner, take that training, and I will see you in class. Thank you, everyone. You can get more information, of course, at doulagivers.com. Have a great day, everyone. Thank you so much.